You are listening to the Beaverton, North America's trusted source of news.
This week on the Beaverton, Canada Post reports a record $1.57 billion loss. And if you think that's bad, wait till you hear how much the Army lost. Ottawa asks Israel to investigate who killed a Canadian citizen in Lebanon. In related news, I just asked my childhood bully to investigate where all my lunch money went. And a Nunavut man won a volleyball tournament after surviving 3 days in a blizzard on a snowmobile trip to the tournament. Imagine how cool that story would be if it featured a different, better sport. That's right, it's time to make fun of the news once again on the Beaverton Weekly Report. Welcome to the show, everyone. So glad you are tuning in. I'm your host, Luke Cornfield. Joining me this week are two of our regular panelists, both of whom insist they aren't behind the recently uncovered network of YouTube accounts aggressively pushing Albertan separation, but honestly, who's to say? Clare Blackwood and MacKay.
I never said that. What do you mean? Yeah, we love Danielle Smith here on this podcast. It's famously known.
Everyone knows we love Danielle Smith. Print it. And a very special guest, a comedian, political commentator, and content creator whose videos have racked up millions upon millions of views, and whose book, Lessons from Cats for Surviving Fascism, is available wherever books are sold. It's Stewart Reynolds, a.k.a. Brittlestar. Welcome!
Thank you. What an honor to be here.
I disagree, but I'm still glad you're here.
Well, it's only my first time. We'll see. Ask me the next time. Yeah.
It's, if it's an honor to be on the Beaverton podcast, the word honor, it doesn't have any meaning anymore, but I'm still very happy you're here, and thank you for appearing.
You're just starting the podcast by shitting on the podcast. That's how you gain followers, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. All right, well...
Welcome to the Beaverton. We suck.
I just never want to get to the point where I'm like, yes, people should feel grateful for appearing on our podcast, But anyways, how are you, these days, dealing with the news? Are you following it aggressively? Are you kind of, taking it in bits and pieces? I mean, obviously, as part of your job, you have to talk about it, but how are you dealing with the news in 2026?
I don't know if you guys have been following the news, but there's quite a bit of it recently.
Yeah.
There's been a whole big spate of news happening all the time for the past, 10 or so years, roughly. It's a lot. It's a lot sort of getting through it, and just not overdosing on the news is the hardest part, because you sort of think that fear of missing out becomes sort of like fear of when do I die. That sort of is basically what's happening. And it's stressful. It's very stressful, but it's also funny if you know how to make it funny.
Yeah, I found myself getting exhausted by the news. I mean, and I'm so privileged to be, where I am and who I am, but I just the constant onslaught of bad news. I walked outside the other day and I saw a bird bathing in a puddle, and I was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
He wants nothing from me. Yeah, exactly.
He's not waging war in Iran. He's just having a nice little bath. And that's when I realized I needed to get off the internet a little bit more.
Yeah, there's that great moment where you experience something with joy, and you first experience the joy, and then almost immediately you're like, oh, that makes me realize how bad the rest of the day and years and months have been.
Yeah,
and that's a rough moment when you're like, oh no, this is how it's supposed to be all the time. And this is like a brief moment of respite from the general horrors of the world. All right, well, I started us off rough, excuse me. Let's talk about something. I don't know if it's that horrific, but let's start off in Ottawa, where there's been some developments sort of on our ongoing trade war with the United States. Carney has issued a 10-minute YouTube address on the state of things. Very important question first off the bat. Do you think Mark Carney has ever watched anything on YouTube?
Oh my God, I feel like he watches those self-help videos called things like how to make policies and influence Europe,
Yeah.
That, and he sends his kids cat videos.
I think he's watching finance fan cams where it's like a slow zoom into like the Bank of Canada's prime rate, and then there's like a hyper pop Japanese music, and then there's like a bunch of sparkly hearts, and then someone has like ooh eyes. And do you guys not have the same internet as me? You're looking at me.
Based on what you just said, I don't have the same internet as either of you.
Okay, it's sad.
Mine is mostly meats being grilled, and I've never asked for this or liked it once, but it's all the algorithm wants to show me. It's like, hey, you want to see a steak being made? I'm like, no, not again, YouTube.
And yet,
I've got some insight into his web history, his search history on YouTube, and I'll share them with you if I can, if that's
Please.
okay. The top video that he watched repeatedly was, "There's a 6-hole? Goalies in the economy exposed." I don't know if it's an adult film or not. Doesn't matter. You know what a 6-hole is?
In hockey, yes. But before you said
it's a
hockey,
5-hole.
Yeah. Well, yes.
I'll be explaining each joke as I go.
Well, just before you said the context of hockey, I was thinking in a different world, but I don't want to get into what world that is.
That's what I'm saying. Could be an adult video. I don't know. Well, it's not for us to listen. We're not here to judge. We're not here to judge.
No, you're not being judged.
No, let your
I
freak
love
flag fly,
Larry
Carney.
Bird, greatest player. You know, I know him. He's great. Larry Bird.
Larry Bird, yeah. That relevant reference to what we're talking about, Larry Bird.
He's an athlete. He's an athlete.
I think of Larry Bird often when I see Mark Carney. I think, wow, he's probably way taller than Mark Carney.
Yeah.
Top 5 hairstyles for bankers, 2026 edition, because you got to stay fresh.
Yeah. I agree.
You can't get it. And then, of course, best Mark Carney fan edits, but I think it's like a crossover with the Japanese anime thing that you described as well.
Yeah. If there's someone who watched, I mean, I think every politician watches his own fan edits and like his so-and-so destroys the so-and-so, but I do think the one who must have the record for most watches is Trudeau. Like he must, in 2015 through 2018, the glory era, I feel like half of Trudeau's days were just being like, let's just refresh Instagram to see who's loving on me now.
You don't think that Poilievre does that? I'm pretty sure Poilievre does that because he's like, as soon as he got rid of the glasses as well, he'd be like, God, I hope there's people out there making videos of me with no glasses on.
He watches them whilst crying, and that's the difference.
Yeah, that's probably different.
I think it's also it's the how tight his t-shirts got era. Like the glasses went off, the t-shirts got very tight, the white cowboy hat at the Stampede. I think he was in his kind of check me out phase at that point. We
did.
Yeah, we were all super into it. It was like when Rachel Lee Cook comes down the stairs after she takes her glasses off. We were all like, "Oh my God!"
Sandra Bullock, like walking out of the airplane hangar in Miss Congeniality.
Oh, thank you. I was trying to. Yeah, I was like, yeah. Okay, well let's talk about the idea of Carney as a YouTube content creator, I suppose. Clearly they're trying to, I think the PMO and the Liberals are trying to counter the image of him as this kind of elitist banker, which is a reality, not just an image, but him being an out of touch kind of fuddy-duddy dude. And so they've announced that this is just going to be the first of many kind of YouTube chats, I suppose, like little mini State of the Unions, to use the American reference point. Do you think that is going to work? Do you think the first one succeeded? How did you feel about Carney as YouTube person?
I mean, he had the top button of his shirt unbuttoned. That's about as low class as Carney's ever going to get. So in that respect, he's just like us, the poors.
He took out the little tabs that make your collar extra stiff.
Here's my thing. I think that we don't want to think of Carney not as a global elite because he's our global elite. We got to have somebody in the club. He's the kind of global elite who watches the game on a Saturday night, The kind of global elite who knows what his Tim's order would be if he ever had to go there, like in an emergency or something. He's the kind of global elite who says Giant Tiger is just as good as Walmart. It almost sounds like he means it. He's our global elite.
Yeah, I think that's actually true. I think that's a very good point. Very funny, obviously, but a very good point that I think part of his charm is that he's this, at least in this time, in this moment, this is what we want, is someone who kind of is above it all. And he's above politics, and he's above the fray, and he's doing us a favor by being prime minister. Like, we're not doing him a favor by electing him. He's too good for us, frankly. Like, he's part of his charm right now. I know that sounds ridiculous.
It is interesting, though. I was watching his video, and I was just like, and this isn't necessarily a criticism, but to that point, I was kind of watching, just being like, I keep forgetting that I'm watching the prime minister.
Wow.
He just doesn't strike me as that type of person.
Yep.
I look at him and I'm just like, oh, he's everybody I used to serve in the finance district. I'm not like, this is Canada's prime minister for good or bad. So I mean, there's something interesting to that to me.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely the vibe he has, and I think messing with that is actually a mistake for their part.
Yeah.
But it's they were trying to do they equated it to doing like what FDR did during the Depression with his radio fireside chats, which in fairness, like Roosevelt wasn't regularly interrupted by gambling ads like you are on YouTube, but it's still I get the reference point. Turning to the substance of what he said, the quote that I think everyone kind of jumped on was, many of our former strengths, based on our close ties to America, have become our weaknesses that we must correct. Obviously very similar to what he said in Davos, not any shocking turn in terms of his viewpoint. But I guess the main question is, it's been a few months since Davos. He said basically the same thing. How are we going to do this? That's the part where I feel like Carney's not, he just keeps saying we need to change, we need to diversify. And don't get me wrong, I get changing hundreds of years of economic integration is hard. I'm not trying to discount that. But like,
For you.
are there things?
Obviously for you.
Right, yeah, no, sorry. I'm sorry.
Obviously.
You could do it in backwards in high heels, Ginger
Sure.
Rogers style. I get it. But, how are we going to do this? And how is Carney planning on doing this,
by
is I guess the question.
selling them more ICE vehicles that we make in Canada.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Right.
that's a
And we'll
problem.
take that money, yeah.
Whoops.
He has been really aggressively getting other international trading partners, right?
Yeah.
Like it's trying to diversify the options we have to trade with, which is, I think, the most concrete thing he's done so far. We are still selling ice, cool Hot Wheels to zoom around in and sort of hurt people in, which does bite the big one. But I don't know. I think that's really our biggest weakness there is our economic weakness. Like, if we need them for money
Yeah.
to exist, then they're not doing so hot down there right now in terms of stability. We should probably look for other business daddies to sell to.
That's the official term for them, isn't it?
Yes.
Business daddies?
It
Yeah.
is, yes.
Yes,
In
correct.
French, it sounds much better.
It's a species.
It
Papa
does.
de business, yeah.
Oh my God.
Pas d'économie.
Oh, thank
Yeah, the père d'argent.
Yeah, we all
It's beautiful.
you. We all studied French until we didn't have to anymore. Good for us.
Grade 9.
I do
and I was
like.
out.
I do like how he has. This is my favorite part of the video. How he has a tiny little statue of Isaac Brock on his desk,
Yeah.
and I really want to know if he has like cute little chats with it every morning. I want to know what those chats look like. I bet he talks
Like my
to
miniature
it.
wife style chats, that sort of idea? Like the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids style?
Yeah, he just
Yeah.
has his little chats with it because he's above everybody else, but he's not above Sir Isaac Brock.
I think if I had a little Isaac Brock on my desk to talk to every day, I'd probably be like, "Who are you?" You know, like as a joke, because I obviously know who he is. So
No, yeah, you don't.
yeah, like what are you? Where are you from? What's this?
You recognize
know?
him by sight, obviously.
Yeah. He's 2 inches tall.
You're not still alive, right? In real life? No? Okay, just checking.
I like the humble brag of saying it's from Mike Myers, though. I like that idea. That was a good thing. It's like, you got this little figurine from Mike Myers? You guys have seen Shrek, right? This is from Shrek.
Austin Powers gave me this. Groovy, baby. This is
We
groovy.
were skating together, me and Mike Myers. You know, his publicist was like, "You have to fucking mention this. You got to mention Mike Myers."
At least 4 times.
Yeah, it's in his contract.
I like
think
that.
one
I
of the
like that
things-
we're so in the entertainment industry that you called his advisors his publicists.
Oh no!
Mark Carney's publicist, his agent, his manager. Sorry, I cut you off. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, I think one of the weaknesses that we have to deal with is our trips to Florida. I think we have to cut out the trip to Florida because we used to go down there, we could feel superior, but now it just feels mean, though, to go down. You know, you go down, you're like, I'm from Canada. If I break my arm, I can drive home and get it fixed.
Yeah, and I mean, it is good that like travel to the United States has dipped so low. I'm like,
Yeah.
good for us. I mean, we should be going harder, but there's going to be some people that you can never convince you shouldn't cross the border for.
No.
vacation,
That's
Such a
so-
Canadian style of resistance as well, isn't it? That idea of like, well, yeah, we're gonna suffer then. That'll show you. We hate the winters, but we're gonna stay here.
We're going to deprive ourselves.
And our favorite treats? No, none of those for us anymore.
Yeah, no bourbon, no California wine.
I did read an article, it was one of hundreds that have been written about, how the American tourism industry in various places is coping with the lack of Canadian tourists. And it was like somewhere in Florida, I don't know where. And it was this guy who, like, he was, originally Spanish speaking, he learned English. And then a couple of years ago, because there were so many French Canadians going down, his job was basically like, you have to learn French. And so he spent like the last 3 years learning French. And then this year, no French Canadians came at all. And he was just like, motherfucker.
No, he was like Zut alors.
Yeah,
Tabernacle.
exactly. Better. Yes. The thing I wanted to ask about was he has also unveiled, and this is just kind of breaking news just before, so first reactions. He's unveiled a new trade advisory council, which Trudeau had one. Carney kind of let it fizzle. Now he's bringing it back, but in a new form. He's rebooting it, I guess, essentially. There was some interesting names: Aaron O'Toole and Lisa Raitt, two very prominent former conservatives, including obviously Aaron O'Toole was the conservative leader before Poilievre, have jumped on it.
Good old outhouse tool.
Oh God, I forgot about that one. Yeah,
I will never let him forget about that. We should never.
It's so, look, you got to do what you got to do, but it is so funny that he pivoted so hard from I'm the right-wing establishment to the second he wasn't the leader anymore, being like, oh, thank God, I hated that whole time. I'm an actually very reasonable person. And it's like, I appreciate that you are, by all accounts, actually a very reasonable person. But the fact that you were doing this, play acting as the right-wing candidate and doing that, what you described, like criticizing Trudeau in front of an outhouse, et cetera, it's like, couldn't you have just been reasonable the whole time? Did you have to be the play acting as this like super macho right-winger, essentially doing a Pierre Poilievre cosplay before we even really knew who Pierre Poilievre was?
What I find funny about it, though, is the fact that you look at Aaron O'Toole now and you're like, God, that was good days, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The world seemed so safe and sane then, didn't it?
The glorious, glorious era of Aaron O'Toole. God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always remember the picture of him watching the Raptors playoff game in a suit in his basement. And I thought,
Jesus.
all right, that's a brand.
That's a thing humans do, yes. They come home at the end of a long day, don't change out of their suit, and just sit in a basement and watch a basketball
Didn't he
game.
also do a thing where he did like a running jog thing and he sort of ran up into the frame and his wife handed him a beer or something like that?
He definitely released a video because it was oh God, I can't believe I know this. It was during the campaign or right before it, and he was he was trying to counter the image of Trudeau as sex symbol. And they were like, what'll take care of it? Because he's in good. I mean, he's not in bad shape. He's an athlete.
I was turned on.
Yeah, but like, it's like, dude, you don't have it. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter that like you're wearing short shorts and a tight t-shirt. Like, no one's making fan edits of Aaron O'Toole. Like, we're sorry. So it was one of those moments where it's like, oh,
nobody's doing that.
okay, one person is doing that, and we can look up her internet search history later on.
He is by far, though, my second favorite Aaron O'Toole. You remember the woman that in the States in Denver, Colorado, whose name was Aaron O'Toole as well, and she got a whole bunch of followers. She had the handle on Twitter and stuff like that. And she's lovely, by the way. I became friends with her, and she's really nice. She is my favorite Aaron O'Toole.
Yeah, well, hey, good
Shout
for her
out to
for
you.
getting some followers out of it.
Yeah.
Were you surprised they jumped in, given this is ostensibly an advisory commission to the Liberal government?
No.
Nah, not really.
No.
Whatever.
All right, asked and answered. Fair enough.
They want to be in the room where it happens.
That's true.
Yeah, I also think it's indicative of the times, right? It's that idea of like, I think we get so sort of numb to it all. And then you see the politicians still going at it, and you can see the people from different sides of the political spectrum coming together to fend off this concern, this threat. And you're like, oh, God, maybe it's way more serious than I thought. Maybe they weren't just making it up. It's scary.
I do think there's a fatigue for partisan politics, too. Like, I think the average person is like, could you guys just fucking do your jobs? Like, it's very exhausting to watch these guys fight all the time. And so I think there are some folks, especially on the conservative side of the fence, who are like, okay, this Poilievre stuff is not working. I'm going to try and carve out a little niche for myself and try to stay conservative, but also like appear to be a little bit more reasonable and a little bit more nonpartisan.
Yeah, and Mark Carney makes it really easy
He
for
sure
them to do
does.
that because it's not like they have to cross the aisle at all.
No, he's, I mean, yes, we've talked about that. He's a red conservative, Mark Carney. So it's easy. It's a win-win. Why wouldn't they,
Fair enough. Yeah. Well, let's talk about the other side of it, which is, of course, Poilievre's response to these developments.
Which I assume is very mature and calm.
Yeah. Well, we talked last week about his interesting interview where he decided that the thing that would win him support was acting like Mark Carney doesn't have good economic credentials. And we all were like, well, that was dumb. Anyways, I'm sure he'll move off that. He has not. He's continued to make that a pretty central part of his attack ads, campaigns, whatever. It seemed like in recent months, Poilievre was trying to pivot a little bit. We gave him a certain amount of credit on this podcast, reluctantly, that he was trying to move a little bit towards being a slightly more reasonable political figure.
Well, and some of us actually asked for him to eat an apple out of our hands, and he never did. So, it's not like, it wasn't perfect.
Yes, and maybe because of that, it seems like maybe he's returned to his old attack dog ways. Is that how it's reading to you guys?
I don't think so. I'm personally of the opinion that he never left the attack dog world behind. And I think now it's like a geriatric attack dog who just gets amnesia and forgets that he shouldn't do things like criticize the prime minister on the one thing that everybody knows he's good at.
I think he's hoping people are stupid because people are walking around saying like butter's $9. And then he goes, your current prime minister doesn't know anything about the economy. And you're like, well, the butter's $9. So probably if you are completely living under a rock and have never read the news and never will, it's very plausible that you would believe Pierre Poilievre saying that. Just because butter is $9. I bought butter this week.
You clearly went shopping right before.
It was so expensive. What the hell?
Yeah. I bought a little tub of ice cream for the first time in a long time, and I was like, this disgusts me. how expensive it is.
It's upsetting.
I think him Poilievre attacking Carney's credentials is like me, who got kicked out of university while majoring in philosophy, criticizing and making fun of people with MBAs. There's some validity to it, but really I should just shut the hell up. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Because I think there is, I think there is a potential criticism to be had with Mark Carney in the sense that, like, once you become, well, there's many, but like in terms of once you become that high up in terms of like his jobs he's had with the banks and how wealthy he is, you can be as good at economics as you want, but you lose sight of like the little guy, and you lose sight of the butter is $9, and you get the big picture, but not all the little things underneath. And like we could be critiquing that.
It's the easiest attack line in the world. He may know how to make millionaires richer, but he doesn't know how to make, your everyday Canadians' lives more affordable.
Butter,
it's like
$4.
Bang. That's the line, and that would work so well. It's a great point. But the idea of just like, no, he just doesn't understand economics, or he was badly educated, and it's like, no, you gotta be if you can bring it home to people's daily lives, sure, you can go after Carney economically. Inflation is still brutal. Cost of living is still brutal. And those things are government killers generally. But you have to be smart about it. And the fact that he doubled down on, no, he's just badly educated was crazy to me. I couldn't believe that. I mean, I don't have it. Like, to me, it read like, with Poilievre pivoting back, it read like, if you're like editing this is a very entertainment thing too, but like you're editing a script and then your computer crashes and then you're back to first draft and you're like, no, I made this so much better. This sucks again.
I was so close to bringing Canada home.
I just like, how bad does Poilievre have to be doing for us to be like, buddy, come on, the goal's open. Like, just do it like this. Like, none of us like him, and we're still like, it's not that hard. How are you? Yeah. Crazy.
Can I ask a question before I move on? I want to know, what kind of butter are you buying?
I'm buying unsalted butter, and it needs to be the individual sticks because I don't want to thaw a whole fucking thing of butter all at once.
See, there's the problem right there. The money's in the slice.
I know.
Just like pickles.
I know, but
the money's in the slice.
I guess I just like being broke. I can't.
Well, I didn't understand your bourgeois butter standards, but that's fine.
I know.
I carve my own butter here.
Good. You gotta teach me, because I'm like out here. As long as you can put it in a perfectly sized stick, I would love to learn. I
can nail it every time. Absolutely.
Incredible.
One stick is just 1 cup, right? It's the same. You just do a cup.
If I'm cooking with it and it's like 1 cup of butter, and I'm like fucking honking, this brick could kill a man, and I have to carefully fillet a butter. Keep it in the fridge.
So you unwrap individual slices of butter, like little pats of butter?
And you freeze all but the one you're using.
Guys, this isn't that weird.
This is how you discover you don't eat toast? Like, you just don't eat anything that has butter as a smear? That's impressive. Good for you.
No, I don't.
Or is it like in rectangular, cubey type things? Is that what we're talking about?
It's like the 4 sticks. It's in the fridge, first of all. It's like the 4 sticks in a box. And then I just open one at a time. And then...
Yeah. Wait, if you're keeping... Okay, this is not important. But if you're keeping all of them in the fridge anyways...
I disagree. I think it's very important.
Thank you.
If they're all in the fridge anyways, then there's no benefit to buying them sliced.
No, because you have to measure. No, I don't buy it sliced like this. It's like 4 sticks.
Yeah, 4 sticks sliced. 1 cup. 1 stick is 1 cup.
Oh my God, I feel so misunderstood right now. If you need to measure a recipe and it's like 3/4 of a cup of butter, my cup is cup shape. Butter is brick.
Yeah.
See, this is why you don't have a house.
You just gotta
scrape it off like an animal.
Cut it.
No, I shouldn't have to.
All right, you're right. Look, I certainly agree butter is too high. I do think we could make a quick change that would save you $2. Is that a lot? No, but it's $2.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah. Next time I go to Costco and where butter's like $3 still somehow, I'll buy you some extra butter.
Thanks. Oh my God, that's so nice.
Special butter.
It's not special at all. It's bottom of the barrel butter. But
I'm gonna get paid in butter, everyone. It's exciting.
I'm learning so much. This is good.
All right. Well, I think the general thrust of Poilievre's argument is he made a response video where there was a list of things that Carney hasn't done. And he's been in power for over a year. And I don't want to walk through each and every point because there's other things to talk about. But I think at this point, that's a fair criticism, right? Like, you've had a year. Like, yes, there's only so much you can do with Trump being the wild creature that he is. But all the like internal stuff that Carney talked about, pipelines, which I'm not in favor of, but he did talk about them, you know, breaking down internal trade barriers, all these things, it doesn't seem like there's a lot happening there.
That sounds like somebody who's not grateful for their 10-cent gas relief, Luke.
Is this where I get all smug and point out I drive an electric car?
What?
Apparently.
Oh, $9 butter, EVs. I see what kind of crowd I'm hanging with.
Not me.
It's a fucking Kia. It's not a Tesla. Calm down, everyone.
Whoa.
I think Poilievre has set the do nothing bar pretty high over the past 20 years. So, you know what I mean? I think it's like me criticizing an MBA. I'm an idiot. I think he's in the same camp.
I mean, and he has done, like, I think most of the things that he's touted have been military. Like, and unfortunately, I hate it. But like all of the stuff he's doing, he's like the Oprah of military funding of Canada. He's just like, you get $35 billion, you get $10 billion, you get $9 billion, Nova Scotia. Like, that's what I think of when I think of his internal successes and achievements, quote unquote, so far. And I know that there have been others. He mentioned a couple of them in his 10-minute long video for us, the Canadians.
He's made some. He's signed some trade deals ish. Poilievre would just call them like general understandings. He certainly announced a lot of projects that, you know, the conservative counterpoint would be like those were all happening anyways, and he just co-opted them.
I was going to say, like, there was something about school lunches, and I was just like, I don't know whether you made this or whether you just kind of took it over. I'm not sure. I'm not qualified to say.
Yeah, but I do think there's going to be a point, and obviously Carney is so popular right now, but and so everything Poilievre does is the equivalent of like Don Quixote tilting windmills, like it's of no effect. But at some point there will have to be a put up or shut up moment to some degree with Carney. Now he's stretched this out way better than I think anyone could have predicted in terms of how long he would stay popular on the strength of just kind of being Mark Carney and having that reputation you talked about off top, sir. But like at some point, there's going to have to be some progress here on the $9 butter, on the, hey, we're going to do a bunch of national projects, right? Have we seen any of those come to fruition? Like, there will be a moment. It might be 6 years from now, and he might be in his second majority government, but there will be a moment.
I want boots in the ground on the high-speed train.
Damn, that could have gone crazy.
That's what I want.
Which is the one that...
Boots on the ground right now is dicey.
Butter.
Yeah.
You know what? I confused it with shovels in the ground, and I just went with it.
Okay. No, I didn't mean to call you out. I just thought you were suddenly going to
I want us to wage war on ourselves.
A crazy alternate being like, actually, what's going on in Iran? I love it. It's Saskatchewan that has all the uranium.
Oh, well,
can we
let's
pivot?
invade Saskatchewan.
Yeah, let's pivot.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's pivot.
All right. Pivot.
I did see something today that the high-speed train might not include a stop in downtown Toronto, and I was just like, what are we fucking doing?
Why?
Where's it?
I'm sure that'll change, because like that's the dumbest thing ever.
I thought it was Toronto to Quebec.
But not downtown Toronto, like somewhere in the north of Toronto.
Like Vaughan or Aurora.
Yeah, like Vaughan or Aurora or whatever.
That's quite the trek.
Yeah, which is, I mean,
it makes sense.
Closer than Montreal, but it's not where you want to be necessarily. Anyways, let's talk about the guy who is still debating putting boots on the ground in Iran, Donald Trump. I believe I'm getting my timeline right. On Friday, aka the last day the stock market was open, it seemed like all of a sudden peace was imminent with Iran. The Strait of Hormuz was suddenly opened, or at least was announced to be open. I think only like 5 or 6 ships ended up getting through it, as it seemed like a peace deal was imminent. Then Trump just started posting, and he started claiming a whole bunch of things that Iran had not agreed to. He claimed that Iran had agreed to Tehran had agreed to many of the most contentious U.S. demands, including that it agreed to hand over enriched uranium, and said that the war was basically over. There was also a lot of talk about him co-controlling the Strait of Hormuz with Iran. Anyways, the long and the short of it was that essentially his bluster seems to have halted and reversed the progress that was being made by the negotiators. And now we're right back to, we're coming up very soon on the deadline for this ceasefire. The 2-week deadline is going to expire the day this episode drops, tomorrow as we're recording. And it seems like Trump has single-handedly ended the chance of peace in the near future. Is that him being dumb? Is that him trying to destroy the deal because he wants to go to war?
He's not done. I think that we need to remind ourselves that 9 months ago we found this man wandering aimlessly on the White House roof, right? Like, it's only declined from there. I don't think he's dumb. I think he's just losing his mind.
You can be both. You can start dumb and get worse.
Yeah, but I think one is more prevalent right now.
They're wandering aimlessly, and the implication of that being more prevalent. Yeah.
And I also think that, he's got to keep things spicy for his buddies to make their money when the stock market opens. He's got to give them that little insider thing, and then they make a lot of money, and then he says something else. I mean, they're going to start scratching at the walls of their cages every week if he doesn't give them something.
And he's giving them billions of dollars.
Exactly.
So if they're complaining about the billions of dollars in blatant stock market manipulation that's happening every week with this shit, I'd be surprised, because they seem to be getting what they wanted out of Donald Trump with that.
I've written an analogy. It might help explain what's going on.
Please.
That'll help. Can I read it? Is that okay?
You may.
The rest of the world's relationship with Trump is like when you'd sleep over at that one friend's house, and their dad had like an evident drinking problem. And sure, he'd knock the kids around a bit. Then he'd wake you and your friend up, though, at midnight, and he'd say, let's go get some ice cream. And you thought, this guy's not that bad. And you can plainly see he's still very much hammered, but I mean, ice cream? Sounds pretty good. But then on the way there, he starts yelling about how veterinarians are just as good as human doctors.
Oh, no.
And if anything, they know twice as much about legs. And you laugh thinking it must be a joke, but it is not. Then he says you don't deserve ice cream as you pull into the ice cream shop parking lot, but it's closed. Then he gets really angry because he can't get ice cream. Threatens to drive the cart right through the front door. Then he blacks out. And you and your friend don't really talk about that night. And honestly, you haven't even seen that friend in must be about 10 years or so now. But in the meantime, your new favorite treat is frozen yogurt. You've heard there's no calories.
That's crazy that you knew my stepdad growing up. That's nuts. That's wild.
This sounds so personal.
I mean, it's 10 years since you guys have seen each other, right?
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Sure.
Yeah.
How is your stepdad?
Dead, I hope. Anyway, that's wild.
Yeah. No,
Wow.
That's wild.
That was beautiful.
It was a little
really
journey.
It was like poetic. And we don't do a lot of poetry on this podunk show.
I would say that we
show.
do anti-poetry on this show.
We do the opposite of poetry, and that was like really beaubeauul.
Yeah.
It was.
Thank
and
you.
very
Thank
sad. And I agree with Claire's point that I feel a little bad because that was clearly something that really happened. Anyways, so I think, sorry. No, I think
It's
it's a
always
very
nice
good
to
point.
bring up an analogy that derails the entire
No,
conversation.
we're reeling because it's so
Just,
beautiful. And
yeah, exactly.
Luke hasn't
This
really
is the
been.
beauty?
He hasn't been confronted with like true poetic beauty because he has to hang out with us
Oh.
every week. And it's
Right.
like, oh my God, there's freaking what lewd, disgusting nightmare is Megan going to say this week? And it's like, he doesn't really get a mental
Art.
respite. You know?
We just need to
Yeah.
get him some ice cream.
Yeah.
That's the point
Yeah.
of the story, right?
That's the point of the story.
That's really
Okay.
beautiful. I think it maybe frozen yogurt.
Frozen, yeah.
Well, everyone's got a new
I
favorite
just
now.
suddenly got a craving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe Trump was like just vibe posting, you know?
Yeah, I think that is all of it. I think all of that Trump does is vibe posting at
It's
this
just
point.
vibes.
Well, because he also said JD Vance is imminently going to Pakistan, to Islamabad, to finish the negotiations, and
Despite
he
those
said that,
countries
and
being like, please don't.
and 20 minutes later, JD Vance arrived back at the White House with no plans to go to Pakistan, and the reporters were like, "Why are you here?" Donald Trump Truth Socialed that you're on your way to Islamabad, and JD Vance was like, "Yes, I'm going.
I forgot.
Pakistan? Yeah, you said Pakistan, not Afghanistan. Oh, Pakistan. I'm going to Pakistan. Yep.
Yeah.
Nope. That was always the plan. I just needed my lucky negotiating T-shirt,
Yeah.
and now I'm going again.
I forgot
and they
it.
had to retcon this non-existent trip that they were putting it onto the schedule, being like, "Oh, this was always here. We just forgot it. It
So
was
they
a
were
typo."
just letting him go to Pakistan.
Yeah, he just went to Pakistan. 2 days later, it took him a while to arrange it, but a day later, he went to Pakistan to negotiate, and he, it's JD Vance, so he's already what is he going to bring to the negotiations? Right? He's going to show up and kill someone with his touch the way he does with everybody else, but
It's not a pope. The Ayatollah is not the pope. I don't think the death touch works the same. But I don't know. I have no idea.
we'll find out. I
Yeah.
mean, have you checked on how everyone in Pakistan's doing lately? We don't know.
That's true.
I do like how Anthony Scaramucci said that Trump won't let anyone take over for him, right? He wants to be him to be the last Republican leader of the USA, and that Vance is halfway through the wood chipper already. And when you see stuff like this, you're like, I think you might be right. I think this guy's just purposely setting him up to look like a moron.
I
agree.
fully agree. I think Trump does not like JD Vance. I think we've known this for a while.
Does Trump like anyone? I don't think he likes anyone. I think he liked Zohran Mamdani for a week, and that's the only time he's ever liked anybody. Like that's my honest belief.
Honestly, my only.
He brought those he brought those like old time Western photos to. He's like, look, we're in a newspaper together from Civil War times.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do. That's our foreign policy now.
Great.
Bring him a quirky photo, and he might like us. It's great.
Yeah, I think the only person like he has never had a falling out with, because there's so many people he liked for a week and then hated, is the guy who runs the UFC, Dana White. Like him and Trump are the only, like they hang out all the time, and that seems to be consistent.
Are they still doing a fight?
I'm sure they're both good guys.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
There's definitely no allegations against both of them about things.
Allegations. I don't even think they know what that word means.
No, way too many syllables.
Yeah, so I guess the question is, like, I mean, not to get into the prediction world, because again, by the time this episode drops, things can change 10 times. But like, if Trump is going to keep doing this back and forth where he undercuts the negotiations, sends in Vance for no reason, et cetera, like, where the fuck do we go from here? Is there a way this gets solved?
Well,
like, what's the next step?
There's this dystopian series called The Hunger Games.
Oh, good. I've heard there's a new film coming.
Yeah, I don't know if you've read them.
Yeah. The capital are the good guys, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
That's what I took away from it. I like Donald Sutherland, so he was the good guy.
He was. I think where we go from here is into the land of marijuana, so we can all just forget about it.
I do. I think that there's like you thrash something enough, and every move you make sort of stops meaning anything. So if he continues to like shake the jello, as we say in corporate America, it's eventually you're just not going to feel the shakes anymore. It's not going to matter. People are going to go numb to that issue too, and he's going to move on to the next thing. I don't know. I would depend on the Ayatollah, like just being like, I don't take this guy seriously anymore. But I don't know. I think the rest of the world is like, could we just not anymore? Could we not?
Yeah.
One of the big scary parts for me is the fact that this has kind of revealed the fact that you think the U.S. would be able to walk into that, just take it over, right? You think they'd be done like they did, air quotes, to Venezuela. And it's like, oh, I think these guys are just full of crap. I think they're just full of bluster. This is a bit scary. They're dangerous, but I mean, are they really as dangerous as they say they are? It's like finding out I'm trying to think of an analogy here. Your friend's dad takes you for ice cream.
I was like, he's not possibly gonna go back to the ice cream thing.
I guess.
As soon as you said analogy, I was like, he's gonna go to the ice cream thing.
Beautiful. It's really beautiful. I think it's
The Strait of Hormuz is the chocolate chip cookie dough, and
Exactly.
But I mean, yeah, there is that thing where like everyone's like, oh yeah, Iran's gonna be so easy to take over, and then they're like, have you seen the mountains? And they're not the nice, pretty mountains. They're the scary ones.
yeah, I mean, that's the thing. The reason Iran has been the white whale of the neocons for so long is that it's fucking huge. Yeah. Like, it's so much bigger than all the other countries they've invaded. And as bad as those invasions went, like Iran compared to Iraq, I mean, like, it's what, like 2-3 times the size of population, not to mention geography. So it's like one of those things where it's an absurd idea that you could just roll them over. But I think, it's like getting high on your own supply. The U.S. just delusional about all the times they say, like, we're the greatest military in the world, biggest army. They just started to believe that shit. And despite all the evidence of their last, 3 or 4 wars and how badly they've gone, they're like, yep, we can just roll in and people will give us whatever we want. We'll take the oil, we'll get out, cha-ching. Yeah, and it's like, well, okay, how did that go in Iraq? How did that go in Afghanistan, et cetera, et cetera? And it's like, but they just say it so much they convince themselves, I think, like words of affirmation.
And there's, sorry, go, no, please.
I was just going to say they had a banner that said mission accomplished.
Yeah.
That's kind of, how do you argue with that?
Yeah,
it was
right.
big.
That banner that's famously reposted as a meme because of how accurate it was. Yes.
Yeah.
It was so big. You're going to say no to mission accomplished that big?
Yeah, you don't just get that kind of thing made up.
No.
No. The guy at Kinko's is like, are you sure? And they asked me like 3 times.
That's a special order. They have to go to head office to get that approved. It's a big
Yeah, managers
spelled
were
incorrectly
called.
the first time, so they had to go back and do it all again. Mission had a Q in it for some reason.
Accomplished? What the guys?
They forgot to put the exclamation point, so it was like that scene in The Office where it's like happy birthday period, and I was like, oh, this doesn't read right.
There was a question mark.
Okay, well, I guess we'll have to wait and see on where this Iran thing goes. I mean, the obvious expectation is it will get worse before it gets better, if it ever gets better. Let's talk about a thoroughly ridiculous story here at home. Doug Ford and the private jet
I love
experience.
it so much.
This was a whirlwind because they announced. The Ontario government and the Progressive Conservatives announced that they were buying a private jet for government uses, aka for Doug Ford to fly around the province in, and I guess to go to other places too. Why does Doug Ford need a private jet? Like what was? I don't even know what the logic of it would be.
Yeah, I think they tried to spin it, and maybe this is correct. I don't know money, but they were like, "Do you know how much he spends on charter planes? We could be saving." Maybe that's true, but that's not what they led with.
Also, that's just giving it away of well, we're not going to fly him commercial. So do you know how much it costs to rent private planes every time? And it's like, well, what if he just flew commercial? Shut up.
Yeah.
It's like.
It's oh man, this whole thing is so delightful, and I think online somebody was saying about how they're still kind of deep diving into this, but how they might not have actually bought it at all.
Yeah,
the government didn't buy it at all. It was bought by somebody else. It's like a weird people didn't do the reporting correctly or something like that, but I don't know. But the whole thing, this whole fiasco is just a delightful thing, and my favorite thing about it was just him being like, I didn't know that people were gonna get mad. We didn't know. Then in the midst of an affordability crisis, people would hate it. Did they not ask anybody about this? Do they not have advisors?
See, this
I
is
like the confidence when he said 50% of the people are still on the fence about it. It's like, are they? Are they? Really?
Are they?
Planes are like the opposite of boats. Like they say, the happiest moments in a man's life are when he buys a boat and when he sells a boat. And it might be the same thing for planes.
Maybe.
Might be the same thing. I'm not sure.
So Doug Ford experienced a lot of happiness and a lot of happiness again.
A lot of sadness.
Very few days later.
Yeah.
I think it's Mile High Club. I think he wants more than enough to eat in the sky.
I don't want it.
Heel of the podcast is back, baby.
There we go.
Feels so right.
Obligatory mention that was the brother, not him. But yes,
I know.
Yes.
Don't. I'm actually me.
I'm actually you. I'm avoiding.
Mansplaining brothers to me. Oh, they're related because they got the same mom. That's cool. Thanks, Luke. Thanks for teaching me that. That's really informative.
Okay, now
I'm
mad at you.
Good. Finally, I've been pushing so hard. You're gonna tell me that both brothers can't go for it?
I didn't say. One
what
can't anymore.
Welcome, Stewart. Welcome to the Beaverton.
I am absolutely saying that one of them can't go for it right now.
Hang on, I've got a cunnilingus joke here somewhere. It's a story about ice cream, but I can change it to cunnilingus.
That's true.
Yeah,
hey,
there's one major obstacle to one of them going for it, and it's not the fact that they're brothers.
We're good.
Yeah, okay, great.
We're good.
Wait, I was mad. Why are we good? You don't get to say we're good. Sorry.
No, but listen, I don't want to stick up for him. I don't want to give him too much credit here, but I mean, have you been on the 400 in a weekend, getting up to the cottage? It takes a long time. This would shave about half an hour off that. That's not bad. Yeah. That's pretty
That's
good.
true.
Yeah.
And also, you had the idea for the tunnel, right? What's better than a tunnel? A tunnel in the sky.
A wind tunnel.
Think about it.
You said that with such gravitas. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
I was like,
that's
I believe
right.
this.
That's right, folks. He's running.
I do love how, and I really try not to compare him to Trump because I don't think that's helpful and it's often incorrect. But in his recent press conference about it, he literally said the words like, no one in Canada is more scrutinized than I am. And I was like, that's just straight up out of Trump's mouth.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Also, it's just return the jet, dude. Like what? People are calling it the gravy plane on the nightly news. Just return the jet. You don't need a PJ. I know he wanted a PJ so bad because he was a special boy and he wanted one.
Yeah.
But just put it back.
And also, if we're scrutinizing you, it means that you're doing things that need to be scrutinized. If you were just doing your job and nobody knew who you were, we wouldn't be scrutinizing you.
Also, you control billions of dollars of our money. Of course we're going to scrutinize you. You've gotten away with so much corruption. Has it just completely innately gone to your head that it's like, I get to do corruption. And then it's like the one time we call you on it, you're like, hey, shut up. I got to do corruption. That was the deal.
If he like bought the jet with his own money, he'd be like, you know what? That's fine. Do your thing.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You buy a jet with our money, that's different.
Yeah.
That seems a bit different to me.
Yeah, and like
Also-
what? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I want to clarify. I noticed in the notes, we were talking about this, about PJ as the short form for private jet. Did you guys come up with that?
No, that's the way some people refer to private jets.
People who buy $9 butter, I got it.
I'm just a guy who watched Succession, and they were referring to PJs a lot.
PJs. Also, Project Hail Mary mentions a PJ briefly.
Oh.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good. Again, second week in a row. Go
behind.
see that movie. It's freaking great.
It is a great movie.
I'm just small town. I don't know.
But don't
Well, see,
worry.
that's the thing. You mentioned the cottage, and like, when I first read about the story, I was like, I bet it's a fucking seaplane that he could just fly to his dock. And then I realized it was a much bigger plane, and I was like, oh, because like the most Ford thing ever would be him being like, yes, this I bought a plane for government business. Then you look at it, and it's just a fucking like, it's got the like things that it can land on the water, and it just fucking drives right up to his dock. I was like, I was
Fishing
expecting
rods
that
out
so
the
hard.
back window.
Yeah, exactly.
Now he's got to return it if we even bought it at all. And he's like, oh, well, nobody touched it, so it should be worth the same amount of money.
It's so not how
It's
any
not
feeling works.
how it
No.
works. It's not
Because you fly
how
it off
works.
the lot.
Yeah.
Yes. And like, yes, it's secondhand, but and I've said this before, but I will double down on this. If it is in fact the government did buy it and they're selling it, and if they lose any fucking money on this jet,
They're gonna.
they take it out of our tax returns. We don't owe that in taxes.
I don't think you're gonna get Sky PMI back on that. I think it's just like it's done. It's
Yeah, what's the Kelly Blue Book value on a fucking PJ that Doug Ford touched? I think it drops. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, no, like there is going. I mean, they'll bury it. They'll bury it as hard as they can. But when they do sell this thing and they announce it like the Friday before the August long weekend or something, just try and bury it. We'll have taken it. Like Ontario will have lost $10 million on this, guaranteed. I mean, it's just guaranteed.
It's also very interesting that this is coming out at the exact same time as the whole them skipping public hearings for the freedom of information laws that they're judging. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but it is, distract him with the PJ, as they say. I hate that. I hate the fact that I said that. I'm never saying PJ again.
No, it seems weird. I think you should all stop actually saying that. Is it if he only loses $10 million on it, is that a better deal than like an ad campaign? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like he spent like hundreds of millions of dollars on ads, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I was driving here, and I was listening to the radio, and I heard no less than 4 or 5, with that like really dramatic music in behind. It's like, Ontario, we're building the Ring of Fire, and all that, like that ad that is just playing everywhere all the time. And look, I know radio ads don't cost PJ money, sorry, but like they are relentless with using public money to prop up their own, government standing and advertise for themselves. And it's a thing that they've been doing for years very successfully. And now the Carney government has clearly latched onto that because they're doing it a ton too. And so it's like, I think like half the digital radio, like the radio stations and digital media spaces and TV stations are just being propped up with ads for political parties. Like if you watch like the Blue Jays or the NHL playoffs, like, oh my God, it's just nonstop ads for governments advertising themselves when they're already in power.
Government
it's
and
crazy.
sports betting. That's literally all it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
And A&W.
Yeah, the A&W guy's still kicking around. Good for him.
There's a commercial that I auditioned for that shows up in between every single inning of baseball, and I'm like, you fuckers.
Oh, were you going to be a person on the street who just tried a burger?
No, those are non-union.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. All right. Wonderful. Well, before we move on to our big finale, a quick message to you, the listener. First of all, thank you so much for listening to the show. If you haven't already, and why wouldn't you have? Feel free to jump on your podcast app of choice, leave 5 stars, leave a review, say what you liked about the show. You can also tell a friend, share our video clips. The one last week about Poilievre's Carney is badly educated did pretty well. So thank you everyone who shared that. You can also give us a shout out on social media. Do whatever you can. Help us grow this thing to be the biggest and best thing it can be. Also, if you are so inclined, you can support us monetarily at patreon.com/thebeaverton. You will be keeping this podcast going. You'll be keeping our website alive. And in In exchange, we will be delighted to offer you an extended cut version of this podcast every week where we talk about a story or stories that we didn't cover in the rest of the episode. This week, we dove into The Onion's purchase of Alex Jones's InfoWars and delighted in both the joke of it all and as well as Alex Jones's suffering, and it was a lot of fun. So check that out at patreon.com/thebeaverton. And to our current Patreon members, thank you so much for signing up. You're the reason we get to do this, and we truly, truly appreciate it. And now it is time for the approximately 10-minute long quiz.
It's the approximately 10-minute long quiz. Brought to you by Time.
Every week, I ask the panelists to play the approximately 10-minute long quiz where I put their knowledge of some less widely reported news stories to the test. Panel, your first question. Pete Hegseth, Secretary of War, quoted a Bible verse this week during a sermon at the Pentagon. There was just one problem. What do you think was the problem with his sermon?
He did it dressed as the Virgin Bloody Mary.
Oh, God. I know you mean the drink.
The drink? Okay.
I don't know.
It turns out in France, Pete Hegseth is called Royale with cheese, or that prick.
You are clearly referencing the real story, and I appreciate that. Megan, do you have one?
I think he read it upside down and summoned Pazuzu, but now I know that's not true. So
I'm so sorry. I mean, Pazuzu would have been a cool appearance.
Yeah.
From your reference, I'm assuming, Stewart, you know the real answer. Do you want to give it to me?
And tried to quote some scripture, but instead quoted Samuel L. Jackson in Pulp Fiction.
That is absolutely correct.
Pretty close.
So
Yeah, so
funny.
close. It was whatever he says in that scene where before he kills the guys after we were eating the Hawaii burger or whatever it is, the Hawaii burger.
He said I had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plate, and people thought that was Bible.
I swear I was going to make that joke, Megan.
And
You
the
beat me to
Lord
it.
doth said.
It's Ezekiel 25 something where he's like, and you will know my name is the Lord, and then he kills them all. And Pete Hegseth just, I guess, absolutely believed that was a real quote from the Bible, and that Samuel L. Jackson and Quentin Tarantino were just quoting it.
That's one of those moments, man. It's one of those moments when everybody's like, oh man, you satirists, your job's getting so hard. And that's one of those moments where it's like, yes. Yes, it is. I can't do better than that. I can't come up with that.
No.
God
Can you
damn it,
imagine if he
Pete
quoted
Hegseth.
Pulp Fiction? Oh, shit, he did? Oh, okay.
Exactly. There is no world in which my brain would connect Bible verse to Pete Hegseth to Pulp Fiction. It's too good. I hate him for it.
Yeah, and if he was going to quote anyone, you would have thought it would be like Ving Rhames or something, not Samuel L. Jackson. But anyways, or Uma Thurman.
No, she's a woman.
Fair enough. All right, yeah, so point Stewart on that one. Our next question, what artistic method is Drake currently using to promote his new album?
Begging?
Yeah, that kind of is what he has left, huh?
Yeah.
I kind of thought his only artistic method left was child seduction. I thought that was kind of all he was doing these days. And I don't like it. I don't like that.
Yeah, the Beaverton, we want to make it clear we're against child seduction.
Yeah, no,
yes.
but that kind of is Drake's thing, right?
That is very much his thing. That and losing rap battles and jerking off on X-rated videos, yeah.
I'm really uncomfortable with the term child seduction.
Yeah, I don't like it either. It's
I
something
didn't
bad
like,
coming
none
out.
of us liked it.
I just said it because Megan said it.
Okay, that's fine. I'll lead the charge. I didn't like it either, but I felt like that's
Yeah, he was sending a lot of DMs to Millie Bobby Brown, amongst others, I'm sure. Yeah, he's a bad person.
He's not.
As you may have heard in a rap song or two, he's not good. I don't know why that brought it to all. Like everyone was like, "What song?" There wasn't a big song about this. Back to our question about what method he's using. It is not child seduction, obviously. God,
Thank
say it again.
God. You said it again. I said it once.
I said it no time.
Wow.
All right. Well,
And that's why Claire is the best of us. We know that.
I control the edit, so who do you think's gonna have said it the most in the edit?
No, I sound so much like Luke in this clip. What the heck? Crazy.
Nope, not touching any of it. Not touching
Yeah,
any of
fair
it.
enough. You're a smart man. You're a smart man. Does anyone know the real answer?
No.
Wow.
I do.
Okay, go for it.
I do know the real answer. He made a huge ice sculpture, and nobody carved anything out of the ice. They're just big blocks of ice, and then people climbed all over it, and the release date for his album was in the middle of the block of ice.
Are you
Yeah,
serious?
there's a giant ice sculpture in downtown Toronto.
Yeah.
And when it melts, it will reveal
Like now?
It will reveal his album release date. And if I'm understanding this correctly, it's not that when the ice melts is when his album comes out, which would be the thing that's interesting, like an Hourglass Time, or like, oh, when the sand drains, your thing, like that would be interesting. It's just that when the ice melts, you'll be able to see when his album comes out. Like that's
too
dumb.
much. That's no, Drake, no.
Claire forbids it, so you got to pack it up, Drake.
This is ridiculous.
Is that cool? Is that cool? Do kids like ice melting?
I don't think
kids
anyone
love ice sculptures.
I don't think anyone who doesn't already love Drake thinks it's cool, but there were absolutely people flocking to it and coming to Toronto to see it. There was people who were trying to melt the ice themselves with like matches and lighters and stuff, and the police had to obviously stop them from doing that. And so there are people who are into it, but I mean, like we're talking about one of the biggest recording artists of the last 2 decades, so it's not surprising that he still has fans even after he got torched so badly by Kendrick. But it's a situation of like also a sign, I think, of like, you know, he didn't have to do this shit 4 years ago. Like he didn't have to pull stunts to get his album, you know, publicity. He just could put out an album and everyone would lose their mind because it was a Drake album. But
now,
this is
not
where
because
we're
I'm
at.
following the story closely, but I can tell you that they did find out the release date.
Oh, they've already found it out.
There's a fellow that because people were, I'm surprised people didn't break their necks because it was like I'm going to say about 20 feet tall in total.
Yeah,
How
it's
have I
massive.
not heard about this?
It's a huge thing of ice downtown. You got to get out more, Claire.
Apparently, where in down? Okay, I know that you're talking about like where downtown? Where is this?
Dundas and no. Damn it.
Isn't it Roy Thompson? I think it's Roy Thompson.
I'll find it. Continue with your what you were saying.
I was going to say there's people climbing up top, and as you said, Luke, there's people like setting fires and they're chiseling into it and getting it. And some young fella found the bag that was in the middle, pulled it up, rappelled down. Oh, he did rappel down. He slid down on his butt and then ran off into the crowd and disappeared with the release date safely secured in this pouch. And then I saw a video following up where he was outside Drake's house where there was a big setup and a camera and setup and table. And he cut it open and he found out that it was May 15th. And everyone went, oh, okay.
Cool.
I know what I may or may not do on May 15th now if I'm bored. Listen to Drake's Too Awful. It's crazy. Like, it's a real sign of like how siloed the internet is. Yeah, because I think for some people this has been all they've seen on the internet, and then for people like me, it's like, oh yeah, I think I saw a story or two about that, and then for some folks, it's just not made it through into their algorithm because I don't know.
Oh,
Drake's
I'm
ubiquitous.
tuned in. I'm tuned in.
You're here to tell us what the kids are into.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You know, out here in Stratford, man, that's all we talk about is all the hip hop happenings.
You have teenagers though.
No, I don't have teenagers anymore. They're grown men.
Right. Yes, right. Okay, well, they're still young.
I have the maturity of a teenager. That help?
All right, so we got 2 votes to do it on that one. From the first one for. All right, our next question. A Columbus, Ohio man recently arrived at a police station for an interview into an arson investigation. He was almost immediately arrested. Why do you think he was arrested?
Actively on fire like a Looney Tune. Actively on fire like a Looney Tune. Actively on fire like a Looney Tune.
So close, it's disturbing.
Oh, was he wearing a shirt that says, "Man, I love arson"?
He thought it was a job interview and asked how much he'd be paid per fire he set. That was a giveaway.
Great. I'm giving Megan the point because you're so close. He walked in with his eyebrows fully singed off. He had
might have been
burns.
surprised.
He had
No one
burns
can tell.
all over his right cheek, singed eyebrows, a burn on his right earlobe, and then there was a large bandage on his arm. And he admitted that one was from a burn. I like that that's the one he admitted to. That was the one he could have pretended was from something else. Like, oh, I cut myself cooking or whatever.
Right.
Whereas, like, your eyebrows singed off was clearly a fire, sir. And he's like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never had eyebrows. I'm born without eyebrows.
I do think if the T-shirt said "Man, I love fire," it would spell MILF, and then it would be really funny. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. People love a MILF joke out there. There are people who are just busting a gut at home, just like losing it. They're like, oh my God, she said MILF. That's crazy.
Those letters can stand for other words.
They love it. They get nasty for it.
Yeah, all right. Yes, I think we can agree the internet loves MILFs, and we can move on from that point.
Just saying.
All right. Point to Megan for not the MILF part, but the other part.
I'm putting it in the MILF category.
All
You
right.
can't stop me.
Well, Jesus Christ. Okay. Complete this next question. Our last question is a complete the headline. I'm going to read a headline. It's missing some words. You fill it in for me. Yarmouth, Nova Scotia, never needed bylaws against public pooping, but...
No one told me that.
Easily overlooked, but this is the actual headline is Yarmouth never needed bylaws against public pooping, but your butt must be held accountable. That's pirate's law.
Excellent.
Oh.
I had.
Keep for the excellent. That's what you want to hear.
Sure, yeah, I like it. I had Yarmouth never needed bylaws against public pooping, but tough shit, now they do. Because shit is another word for poop, and poop comes from a butt.
Yeah, another point to you.
Later.
What? Are you
tied.
serious?
Yeah.
Stop, I don't want it. Disgusting.
They didn't say shit, but the rest of it was entirely accurate except for the shitting part. Yarmouth, Nova Scotia never needed bylaws against public pooping, but they do now. Which was just such a weird, like, obviously the story is just about a city council motion banning pooping and peeing in public, but but the way they wrote it was so delightful. It's like, we never needed it before, and then the Johnson family came to town.
How far society's fell.
Yeah, exactly.
My rights.
Oh, to be the one guy who gets so mad at city council, the way there's always one guy who gets so mad at these council meetings, and being like, when I was a boy, we pooped and peed where we pleased. And now you city slickers have come to Yarmouth. I assume it's a small town. I don't know. Have come to Yarmouth and you've changed the town.
You'll be shocked at how he protests against this.
He set himself on fire?
Yeah.
Man, I love fire.
If only there was an acronym for that. Anyways, at the April 9th meeting, Yarmouth Town Council approved first reading, I don't think they need multiple meetings, of a motion to amend the town's public places bylaw to prohibit urinating, or defecating in public. All the article, if anyone wants to read it, is just everyone being like, we didn't used to need this. Like they were the only town.
We used to be a society.
Yeah. Like they're like on their sign, they're like, Yarmouth, we don't poop in public.
But also, like, they didn't need it as far as they knew.
Yeah,
Because if you don't see someone doing it, you don't know. You know
well,
what I
there's
mean?
some evidence.
You're just like, this alley smells like piss. It must be raccoons.
Or the dogs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think
No?
it's more a case of they were cool with it before. They're like, man, don't worry about it. It's fine. There's only a few of us doing it. It's fine. And then more people did it. That's the problem.
It reached a certain critical mass.
Yeah.
We couldn't pretend this was dog poop anymore. It was too very clearly human.
It has an intelligence to it, this turd.
Well, like, to me, all these stories, like these, whenever there's like a small town story, but anything where it's like society's gotten worse, I'm always like, oh man, like like growing up in Toronto, I'm just like, what do you mean you didn't have laws against peeing and poop, but it's fucking happening, and you go to your house and people are pissing and shitting everywhere.
I
What are you
have
talking
seen
about?
multiple people piss and
Yes.
shit just out in the street.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. Like I used to live in Kensington Market, which is obviously right, in the middle of it, kind of everything. And walking up Spadina home from work, just the amount of people who would burst out of a Chinese restaurant and like piss on the street, and I'd just be like, all right, well, I'm gonna keep walking. It's just
Dodge the stream and keep moving.
oh yeah, you gotta dodge the stream. That goes without saying, but I guess we do need to say it now that society's
Don't walk
changed.
directly into the piss stream.
This will be the next town council. We'll pass a resolution encouraging people not to walk directly into a man's piss stream.
All right, Stewart, you got that in Stratford, right?
All right.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah,
right.
for sure, all the time.
Okay,
Constantly.
Because of all the people from Toronto coming in theater season.
All the
pissing and pooping
Torontonians
everywhere,
coming, arriving late for the theater because they're outside crapping in the streets.
right before they see 12th Night.
It's so quaint. It's like an Instagram picture. Hang on.
All right. Well, at the end of our quiz, I can reveal we do have a tie between Megan and Stewart, so I'll give the win. Stewart, congratulations.
Thank you.
You
Thank
have
you very
won
much. Thank you.
absolutely nothing, save for the right of first plug if there's anything you'd like our audience to know about.
Find me on socials and go listen to my podcast, Politics is Broken.
Awesome. Check it out. Megan.
I be skeeting, brother. Every week I be skeeting, and I still skeeting. MMMEGAN on Blue Sky. I be skeeting, brother.
Awesome. Claire.
Find me on YouTube at It's Clare Blackwood, or you can support me financially on Patreon, and you just look up The Very Unfunny Leftist.
Awesome. Do that. Also, feel free to subscribe to the Beaverton newsletter, beaverton.com/newsletter. Get the best of the Beaverton delivered to your inbox every Sunday by me until I finally make Ian do it one time. Every Sunday except for long weekends because I don't want to bug you on a long weekend. beaverton.com/newsletter. Thank you so much for listening to the episode, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.
The Beaverton Weekly Report is produced by Andrew Rivamy in partnership with the From Superheroes Network. Visit FromSuperheroes.com to hear more great podcasts like this.